My two favorite words in the kitchen. Margarita. Okay, that's 2 syllables. But if I had to pick 2 words, Taco Tuesday. Now, I know these aren't real tacos, and they're as American as hot dogs and apple pie, but it's a quick and easy dinner the kids can help make. So that's a win in my book. Now, let's go grab your sombrero and go make some tacos. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is grab a skillet and put it on medium-high heat and add some oil. And then, while that's heating up, you're gonna go grab your ground beef. Now in this video, I am using 80-20. I would prefer like a 90-10 or even a 93-7. I just feel that has a better texture for tacos, but you use what you can. We're gonna cut that up and we're gonna add that to the pan. We're gonna let that sit there in the hot pan for just a few minutes to let that one side get nice and crispy. Then you're gonna grab your best ground beef smasher. Mine, his name is Dean, and he loves smashing ground beef. So while Dean does that, I'm gonna head over to the pantry and grab some spices. What we will be needing for this recipe is chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, paprika, and a little bit of cayenne. And as you can see as a dad, I refuse to take more than 2 trips. Efficiency is king. We're gonna start out with 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika. And I just wanna say that as I'm saying 1 teaspoon of this and that, it doesn't have to be exact, go with your feel. Here's a teaspoon of cumin, and then I was like, you know what? I like cumin, I'm gonna add a little extra. 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and a 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. This isn't gonna make it too spicy, just add a little warmth to it, really. But if you like it spicy, add more. That's a teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. And then to bind it all together, we're gonna do 1 and 2 teaspoons of all-purpose flour, honestly, whatever flour you have around. Take that teaspoon and mix it all together. Just like that. Now, if you don't have the time or the spices, or you just don't want to, which is perfectly okay, don't worry about it and just get the pre-made mix at the store. I do that all the time when I'm in a rush. Now that the beef is all cooked and brown, looking just like that, we're going to grab our spice mix and we're going to just sprinkle it on top, all over right there. And then also with that, we're going to do 1 cup of water to give it a nice sauce consistency. And then with the help of your meat smasher, we're going to mix that all together.
Do we need to get it in the sauce?
We will. That is the sauce. Ooh. All right, now that it's all mixed, we put the cover on, and can you turn this down to low? Other direction. There we go. All right, give me 5. While that beef is cooking, we're gonna go to the fridge and we're gonna get our head of lettuce. And then I'm grabbing some tomatoes my wife grew in her garden. And I like the head of lettuce because it gives me options. I can make BLTs with the leftover lettuce. I can make taco salad with the leftover taco bits. And it's pretty easy. So I like the head of lettuce, but feel free to buy pre-shredded. That's fine too. Now we're just gonna take this head of lettuce, take off that first piece, and we're just gonna slice through the lettuce here. Slicing lettuce is very easy. You're gonna do a couple slices, whatever you think you need, and then you take those, turn them, and chop, 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 chop. And then we're gonna push that all to the side. Now we're gonna grab some tomatoes, and like I said, these are from my wife's garden. If you don't have a garden or not growing tomatoes, that's totally fine. I normally buy a beefsteak tomato from the store for this meal, but you can also just buy a can of pre-diced tomatoes. If you want to get real fancy, get the ones with the fire roasted and the garlic in there. And then if you're slicing tomatoes, just go ahead and slice those up. Get rid of those nasty bottoms, toss that away. And we're going to then slice them one direction. And then turn the whole thing, and we're going to dice it the other direction. You dice as many tomatoes as you feel necessary. For these small ones here, I grabbed 4. Ended up being a little too many, but that's okay. I like tomatoes. My daughter likes tomatoes, so I just fed them to her. Now, if you are using a chef's knife and you're finding it that's more crushing the tomatoes than it is cutting or slicing, I have a trick for you. Don't use a chef's knife. Also, don't use a slicer. Grab that by mistake. What you're going to want to grab is a bread knife. The serrations on the blade help cut through the skin of the tomato pretty well, and it makes slicing pretty easy. So just give that a shot. Now we're going to do this tomato just like we did the other ones. Slice it into big pieces like that. Toss the bottom. And then we're going to turn it. Slice, slice, dice, dice. And then just repeat with that last tomato. And once all of our veggies are cut and diced, time to come back to the meat, which should be ready. Look at that. All that delicious seasoning coated the beef perfectly. Now all that's left to do is eat. Go ahead and grab a taco shell. I like these hard ones. My wife likes soft taco shells deep fried. I also can just use regular flour tortillas for a soft shell. We're gonna throw some meat in there, some lettuce, some tomato. I have some cheese here. This is just pre-shredded Mexican mixed cheese. Now I also like some sour cream on my tacos. So a little dollop there. I also like some hot sauce. Little glop, 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 glop. And then all it's left to do is eat and enjoy. Big bite. Oh, what? You don't have to eat the whole thing in one bite. Now watch me walk away with my happy taco dance. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Oh my gosh, I forgot the most important part, the margarita. I've tried a lot of different margarita recipes, and I keep coming back to one thing. Tres Agave's margarita mix. Now, this is in no way a sponsorship. I just really love their product. You can follow the recipe on the bottle, or do what I do and just go by feel, which leads for a fun night. I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below and join us on Discord. Now, what are you doing over here? You're not allowed to be at the stove yet.